Welcome everyone and welcome to another video. It's been a while since I did one of these videos, and today I want to talk about Trump's trade war. So let's not be under any illusion, we are in a full-blown global trade war. Trump is adamant that he thinks that the US is on the receiving end of a number of unfair trade practices and policies. So, in retaliation, he's introduced a number of these trade tariffs against a number of close allies. So, right now, headline news on BBC News: UK is currently drawing up a list of US products it could hit in retaliation to Trump's trade tariffs. Financial Times, the obviously a clip here of yesterday's announcement by Trump in the Oval Garden, but what the opening headline here is around relating to Wall Street. As soon as market opens, we're poised to see some big losses and big drops in the US stock market. On the Independent, again, very similar headline talking about Trump's retaliatory tariffs being considered by the UK, and this bizarre looking game style show score leaderboard, which is just funny in my view. And then right now, the Guardian also on a very similar kind of news story, to covering the same thing in respect to retaliations. So let's just put now that's the news. Let's just look at what that means in respect to investments, in respect to global markets. So the Asia market is particularly reacted negatively. So you can see we're already on seeing a downward decline in the last 5 days. If you look at the Hang Seng Index in Hong Kong, it had already declined by 3.5%. In the last 24 hours, it had already dropped 1.5%. So Asia's not taken too well to the news. If we look at the FTSE 100 here in the UK, uh, we were we got away with 10%, a 10% tariff, whereas Europe got even worse. We also down 1.5%. Not great news for a lot of UK-based exporters and UK-based businesses. Europe have had it even worse. They've actually been hit with a 20% tariff, so they're down 2.3% if you look at the DAX in Germany. And all eyes right now are on the S&P 500. So you can see we haven't really seen any reaction just yet because the market hasn't opened. But as soon as the market opens, I expect we're going to see a drop. Now the S&P 500 futures, which is a market which is essentially trading day and night, is already down 3.5%. I expect we're going to see a drop of around about 2 to 3% today on the S&P 500, which is not great news. And that worries me because I've actually got open positions in the US stock market. So, a couple of slides, well, a couple of bullet points really I just want to go through. So, what next? What does that mean for us? What does that mean for UK investors, right? Trump right now is on a warpath, let's just be honest, and he's looking to make a statement if he hasn't already done so. So the first thing is retaliation, right? I'm just going to play this real quick. The first thing is retaliation. Um, are we going to see retaliation by all of these economies? I think yes, we will. We definitely will see some retaliation take place, and we're going to see potentially the likes of the UK, but if not the UK, because we just got off fairly lightly, I would say Europe are definitely going to consider some retaliation, and they'll most likely increase tariffs on US imports. What could that mean? It could genuinely mean an increase in US products, and there's a lot out there. So Teslas, Apple products, you name it. I don't know if it's going to impact services like Netflix and things like that, but genuinely we could see that. Inflation interest. So inflation is stubbornly high right now, and interest is still stubbornly high as well. The interest rate hasn't done a great job of bringing down inflation. The Federal Reserve, the UK Bank of England, is still struggling to tame inflation. I think with the trade tariffs and the trade wars right now, we could genuinely see a drop in inflation as consumers get a bit jittery, and therefore interest rates will follow as well. So we should expect to see an acceleration in, I think, in the decline of the interest rates and the base rates. So keep an eye on that. We're going to cover that in a future video. Um, Other people are saying, what next in terms of investments? Do you buy the dip? I genuinely don't think we've seen the dip. I don't think we've not even encountered the dip just yet. So, if I'm just looking at the S&P 500 futures index, I think we've still got some more scope, we've still got some more room to drop. I genuinely think we're going to see a further drop. And I think if you're going to invest and buy the dip, don't do it right now. Just wait and hold to see how the market reacts further. And I would be paying close attention to the market, the US stock market. I think once the damage has been done, I think there will be an upside, and I think there will be definitely a buying opportunity to buy up some positions in some really, really good US stocks. Gold, right? And this is the, up on the screen right now, talking about gold and silver. Gold has been an interesting one, right? Because everyone's been flooding to gold. If you look at the last 3 months, you can see the price of gold has been up, 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 up. It's gone up. If we look on a US dollar basis, it's been up almost 20%. So 17% it's risen. And that's all off the back of uncertainty around Trump's policy. Uh, in the last week alone, it's been up 1.3%. Although today it's actually down slightly, which is an interesting one. So it'll be interesting to see like exactly what happens from here. But I think gold has got further scope to grow. If I was going to invest anywhere right now, I would look to invest in gold. So if you haven't already done so, guys, do consider investing in gold. It's a good, safe investment, especially in times of uncertainty. And then if you aren't looking at investing in gold, do what I'm doing, buying in property. So I'll share this in a upcoming video. I've actually bought and purchased another property in the UK. I'll cover that. I'll do a full video on that, and I'm really pleased to say we managed to complete before all this happened. And right now I'm getting ready to rent out one of my properties and move into this new property as well. So I'll do a full video on all of that. And I genuinely think now is a good time to hold cash. Although a lot of people say inflation is high, you're not going to get a lot of return. I would say stick your cash in a stocks in a ISA, in a cash ISA, or just hold it as pure cash at least until the dust settles. So that essentially, guys, is my 2 pence, is 2 pence, is my take on this, my POV, my point of view, what I think you should be doing right now, what I think you should be considering, and genuinely you should have an interest in what's going on, because I genuinely think with everything going on in the world right now, it's going to impact investors. It's going to impact the way you plan your investments, the way you save over the next 4 years. Because bear in mind, Trump is in power for 4 years. So you genuinely need to be really switched on when it comes to thinking about what you want to do with your investments. I think property is a no-brainer. I think holding more cash reserves is a no-brainer. Potentially buying the dip could be an option, but if you're already invested in a lot of the US stock market, if you haven't already done so, I wouldn't consider cashing out just yet. I would just hold your position right now and wait for the recovery. But if you do have some cash that you want to invest, some liquid, then definitely buy positions in gold. I think gold is a no-brainer right now. Gold right now is doing really well. I've just lost my screen here, but I think gold is a good buy. And if you look at it again on the last 6 months alone, prices are up, and I think they've got more room to grow. I think by end of this year, we potentially could be scratching $3,500 for for a troy ounce of gold, and that would be phenomenal return for those who get in at the right time. So, guys, I've waffled on long enough, but yeah, Trump world. This is all Trump's doing right now, and the world is reacting to it. I think we're going to see more stories emerge. This is breaking as it happens. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying switched on. And yeah, expect more videos like this on a regular basis coming very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.